Hello and welcome everybody. We have the Global Lab patch notes, April 24th, 2026. It's the big class changes, so this is going to be a long one, so strap in. First off, we have Warrior Succession being touched upon. So the groundbreaking, the dash stab skill has been improved, so repressing the F key while at maximum acceleration links into a leap attack. The skill animation has been changed to activate slightly faster. The height of the jump motion has been increased, and the landing has been changed to be faster as well. The condition for the fall animation to be displayed while airborne during the attack has been, well, relaxed a bit. Bound effect has been changed to apply to PvP as well, and down smash effect has been removed. The flow wound of Twilight, an effect has been added that restores 150 HP upon a successful hit. When triggering the strong Twilight wound with a Furious Strike, the health recovery is enhanced to 200. Then we have the defense judgment being changed from a frontal guard to a super armor. On the strike, the HP recovery effect has been increased from 115 to 150. Defensive stance, stamina consumed while using a skill has been reduced from 150 to 75. A powerful resonance, a minus 25 damage reduction effect for 10 seconds has been added on successful hit. Mad Window, I don't think that's the actual name, but after landing the first hit of the skill, the final hit, movement, and attack can be determined based on whether the left click is inputted. So if you land the first hit on the target, a final hit is delivered in the direction the screen is facing when you left click, and if you fail to hit with the first strike, the final strike will not activate. Actually, isn't that the grab? No, it isn't the grab. Super Armor effect has also been added during the final hit, and the movement distance of the final attack animation triggered after a successful first hit has been increased by 20%. Then continuing on, we have Shield Push. The first strike has been changed to an immediate shield up motion against the target without any preliminary animation. Attack and defense judgments and special damage has been changed as well. So based on the following changes, the skill list below has been modified to be linked with other skills of the same point in time. So defensive stance, stomping kick, deep thrust, advancing swordsmanship, shield vacuum, grab and throw, strength, fighting spirit application. So that was before change. We're going to go immediately to after change. So knockback on successful hit, down smash on successful hit, defense judgment, super armor during the second strike, and special damage down attack. Shield slam has been changed to dash forward while performing a one-hit attack. The defense judgment has also been changed from a frontal guard to a frontal guard during the single strike and a super armor during the second hit. Bit of a surprise there, but at least it's not a super armor frontal guard mix. Moving on, we have Ranger Awakening being touched upon. So Ranger Awakening has been adjusted to deal heavy damage and when needed attempted assassinations. However, these adjustments were made with her ability to also serve as a range damage dealer using main skills in mind. So we have Flow Rushing Wind. The reuse cooldown has been changed from 4 to 3 seconds. The Waltz of the Wind, the skill damage and attack defense have been changed. So damage is being increased to 4,500, up by roughly 900. And the knockback on successful hit, effect not applied during cooldown, has been changed to a super armor during the skill. So it lost the knockback but gained a super armor, okay? The original, the Rondo of the Wind, the attack has also been changed. Oh, I think these translations got moved. So before it was knockback on successful hit, it's going to remain that way. And then... Oh, is this a flow? Oh, so now you get a flow on the second hit, it seems, instead of the first hit. So that's the main change. Galaxy of the Spirits, a knockback effect applies only to adventurers, has been added on successful hit, so PvP only. And Wrath of the Spirit, the attack hitbox has been improved to allow all 3 hits to land. Additionally, the attack range has been adjusted to match the skill effect. Maehwa Awakening is getting touched upon to better fulfill her role on dealing melee damage while also creating opportunities for quick assassination via air attacks with Flow Cloud Stab. Following previous updates that enhanced floating combos, they've added more ways to combo into air attacks after various floating skills. Additionally, defensive effects have been added to her knockdown combos to ensure she can deal melee damage more reliably. So going into that, we have the tip of the iceberg. The first and second hits of the skill has been improved to flow more smoothly. Snowflake, a frontal guard effect, has been added when using the skill. Accordingly, the stun effect when acquiring the snowball skill will also apply in PvP. The King's Wrath, the stun effect upon successful hit has been changed to launching the target upon successful hit. Special damage has been changed from down attack to air attack. It is also improved so that it can be linked to the Cloud Stab skill after using. Moonrise has been improved to connect smoothly with the Cloud Stab as well. Frost Columns, the activation speed of the skill has been increased. The character has been improved so it rotates the camera, so standard camera rotation. The Red Moon skill, Flow while using the Flower Moon Spear, has been improved to also allow linking to the Cloud Stab. Stigma, the Snowflake cluster has been improved to smoothly connect with the Moonrise skills. Changes have been made so that the character does not rotate according to the camera during the attack animations. The combo that increased activation speed when linked after specific skills has been removed, and it has been changed to always activate at a constant speed. Accordingly, the activation speed has been increased. Ice Pick, it has been improved to link smoothly with the Stigma skills, and improved to link smoothly with the Red Moon, and then the Cloud Stab or Cloud Sting. The Air Smash effect has been removed, and it has been improved to also smoothly connect. So mostly just adjustments on the flows. Wizard Witch, the mass teleport was intended to be used to engage alongside allies or help allies escape danger. However, they've adjusted its defensive effects as opponents had no way to keep Wizard and Witch in check when they attempted to escape. So the teleportation Archmage, the defense judgment has been changed from invincibility to super armor to just from general invincibility to super armor, invincibility, super armor. So there's a overall change where you can grab at the beginning and the end. Wizard, Awakening Wizards, and Witch are classes that combine powerful AoE attacks with the ability to support allies. With Wizard placing more emphasis on AoE damage, however, they've determined that the damage of certain Wizard Awakening skills that can be instantly comboed was too high. To better balance this, they've reduced the damage of those skills while increasing the damage of skills with longer cast times. Additionally, the ally supporting capability of the protected area was slightly excessive, considering Wizard's current AoE potential, so it's been cooldown adjusted. So the protected area, the cooldown has been changed from 2 minutes and 30 seconds to 3 minutes and 30 seconds based on the protection zone 5. The PvP damage application is being changed as mentioned, so we have Lava Burst applying at 35.8%, so more damage, less damage. Call of the Flame going down as well to 25. Karma 23, also down. Fireball Destruction going down to 37. Water Baptism, the damage application is going down to 30. Cataclysm going up to 45. Cold Wave going up to 37. Meningeal Explosion 4 going up to 44.1% application. The Water Membrane Burst going up to 52%. And the Black Spirit Karma going down to 31.2%. And the Cataclysm going down up to 38%. Moving on, we have Ninja Awakening is a melee-focused class capable of assassinating if needed. However, certain skills were exceptionally versatile thanks to their short cooldowns, super armor, and instant movement. They've adjusted him so that the powerful skills must be used more carefully, and adventurers may need to cancel out of super armor-based defensive skills depending on the situation. So here we have the Shadow Splitting. The required resource of the skill has been changed. So before it was 40 Tenacity, I believe that would be the stamina. Now it's 300 actual stamina, which is endurance. Changes have been made so that the stamina is not recovered until the action ends, and the Flashing Murderous Intent has also been changed from the Tenacity, which is the yellow bar or blue bar, to also be stamina at 100 with also no recovery. Otherwise, no real changes. Dark Knight Awakening. Despite being a hybrid class that shifts between melee and ranged combat, Dark Knight Awakening has struggled to make full use of its playstyle due to her reduced range AoE damage compared to the past. This adjustment is being made to allow her to pressure enemies from range with damage while keeping them in check in melee by maintaining defensive effects and applying CC. In exchange, they've had positioning constraints at range through forward guard, while giving her weaker survivability in melee to better preserve her class identity. So we have the Flow Darkness Scatter. The reuse cooldown has been removed. Twilight Rush, the cooldown has been changed from 9 to 7 seconds. Vadir's Trap, the reuse cooldown is from 10 to 7. And the Defense Judgment has been changed from a Frontal Guard to a Super Armor. Seeds of Disaster, a Frontal Guard effect, has been added while using the skill. On a successful hit, the launch effect changes to stun and applies to PvE only. But if you use the Seed of Calamity skill, it will also apply in PvP. The character has also been changed so it does not rotate according to the camera after an attack. The Rooted Disaster has been changed from Super Armor to a Frontal Guard. The down attack has been removed, and the character has been changed to rotate to the camera. Scattering Darkness, the attack judgment has been adjusted so that magic strike damage is applied at least 2 times. The Snatched Soul, it has been improved to seamlessly transition to other skills after using it. A knockback effect has been added on successful hit. Spirit Hunting, from the moment of attack, the character has been changed to that it does not rotate according to the camera. Spirit Oxidation, defense judgment has been changed from a Frontal Guard to a Super Armor. Dark Star Clouds has also been changed from a Frontal Guard to a Super Armor. PvP damage being adjusted as well. So Scattering Darkness used to have 46-33 on the Phantom and the Magic. Now it will be 56 on the Phantom, Magic 27. The flow, the PvP damage application of the Dark Spread skill remains the same at 46. The bombing skill going up on the Phantom Sword to 56. The Magic Strike going down to 29. Seeds of Disaster damage is going up to 44.5 application. Rooted Disaster up to 45. Snatched Soul up to 50. Legacy of the Spirit going down to 38.3%. Darkstar Clouds being split a little bit, so it's going a tiny bit up on the first hit to 29%, pretty much 0.01. But the second hit is getting an application of 36. And Raining Despair, the critical chance of plus 50 applies only to monsters, which will now be PvP and PvE, and the damage application has been lowered to 40%. Then we go to Striker Succession, being designed around for melee combat. To better fit this role, they've enhanced its survivability and increased PvP damage. This addresses previous issues where damage output felt insufficient relative to combo length. Additionally, they've changed the CC effect of the Prime Somersault to provide a more reliable way to land a second CC. To be honest, I never saw too much of an issue for Succession Striker, but hey. Let's continue. So the Crouching Wolf, the effect of the skill has been changed to restore 500 HP when using a skill, and Flow that automatically activates after using a 1200 HP recovery effect has been added to the Prey Hunt. There's a 300% recovery effect being removed from the Hoppo skill. The Play a 300 effect HP recovery has been added upon completion of the Gathering. Hungry Beast, the skill has been increased skill range has been increased slightly. Knee Hammer, the motion has been modified to be more natural, and as a result, the movement distance of the skill has been increased slightly. The Isometric and Principle, the status effect has been changed from a launch to a knockdown, or from a float to a knockdown. The Spirit Release effect in the following skill has also been modified to activate reliably. The Hoe Hook, oh god, probably Toe Hook. All Out Strike, Explosive Sleep, Ferocious Teeth, Bear Claws, and Tiger Claws. And we have some damage application changes, so the Gumyung skill going up to 38.7, Homigori skill getting a damage increase to 2,600, and additional hit damage going up to 1,800, no change on the application. Then we have an increase of 500% on what they translated as History, not too sure. Bear Claws, the PvP application is going up by 2% to 29.4. Red Fang application is going up by 4% to 46. And Explosive Strike, the damage is being increased to 3,100%. Awakening Mystic is designed to tank hits, recover, and relentlessly close the distance to disrupt enemy formations or restrict their movement. However, some effects used to perform this role were somewhat overtuned, so they're being adjusted. On the Changbakak skill, they've changed it so stamina is not restored. Same for the Stripe. Gyumgangyu, the reuse cooldown has been changed from 40 to 50 seconds. Water level, weather, and perforation, not too sure on those. The health recovery effect upon using a skill has been changed to a health recovery effect upon a successful hit. The effect that amplified HP recovery when using with Fighting Spirit has been removed. And the Eye of the Dragon, the reuse cooldown, has been changed from 13 to 15 seconds. Lahn Succession excels at using airborne mobility to drop in on enemies from above and disrupt their lines. They've improved her follow-up options after landing. Depending on the situation, Lahn can now choose to remain on the ground and attempt extra damage with stationary attack skills, despite the risk of relying on forward guard. So here we have the Crimson Sword Dance, a down effect has been added. The defense judgment has also been changed. In addition, the technical description is being changed. So it used to be super armor during the second and third hits of stationary slashes, and super armor, same thing. Now it's frontal guard during the high sword strike, and super armor during the crescent strike. On the difficult remote, I think that's a bad translation again. The defense judgment is also being changed. It used to be super armor during the second, third, and fourth hits. Now it's a frontal guard during a hit and super armor during the second, third, and fourth. So instead of being unprotected and then super armor, it's now frontal guard and going into super armor. And the memorial skill, the defense judgment during the first hit of the dash slash, has also been changed from a forward guard to a super armor. And when performing the first hit of the dash slash, the character will now rotate according to the camera rotation only until the attack. Then we have some hash changes. Following the previous damage nerfs to Hashashin succession, they've increased the damage of skills that do not apply air attack in standard combos, while keeping the damage of opening CC skills such as Prime Purge at a similar level to prevent kills from a single combo. They've increased the damage of skills used in the second CC combo, so they deal damage on par with other classes. However, damage of Rupture has been reduced. And additionally, they've added a new option that allows Hashashin to stay in the fight while visible by taking on some risk from the opponent's perspective. This also creates more opportunities to target a hash. So here we have All's Breath. The defense judgment is being adjusted. So before change, super armor while camouflage and super armor while using. Now it's invincibility during camouflage and super armor while using the skill. The Called Blade Vitality Recover effect has been increased. It now recovers 183 HP per hit on successful strike. The stun effect upon successful hit has been changed to 1 on first successful hit and has been modified to PvP as well. The knockdown effect has been changed to apply to a player as well on a successful final hit. Halden, the skills animation has been changed so that it always activates after Shadow, Sever, or Slaughter. The animation duration of the action triggered has been increased slightly and has been changed so it cannot be linked during the first action of the Shadow Cutting skill. The skill is also been changed so that it can be activated by registering it to a hotkey slot, and the float effect upon successful explosive hit has been changed to a PvE only. PvP application changes, so we have the Hourglass of Demise going up to 49.98, so pretty much 50%. Apostle's Descent going up to 36.5. Ridge Cutting going up to 34.4. Sand Drawing going up to 50.3. The Called Blade going up to 49.23. And the Halden, the Normal Strike going down from 71 to 50. And the Explosive Strike from 83 to 71. Then we have Awakening Sage. They've used various engage and movement skills to move and deal damage. Specifically, he could easily disrupt enemies by repositioning with engage and movement skills. They've adjusted them so he must be more careful when capitalizing on his strength. I don't think this is what most people would prefer on the Sage, but hey. The Link of the Rift and Link of the Rift 2 skill, the stamina consumption has been changed from 200 to 300. The invincibility effect at the start of the skill has been changed to a super armor, so yeah, no real change for me. However, the Strength Rift Link maintains the invincibility effect at the start of the skill, and the dummy effect of moving in the opposite direction when casting a skill is removed, and an effect is displayed to indicate the direction of the movement when the character disappears. The Condemning Prison skill activation speed has been improved. Also, on the original, the status effect has been changed from stun to stun. Okay. I think that's a mistranslation from PvP to PvE. Flash Breakthrough, stamina consumption has been changed from 150 to 250. Stamina recovery is also no longer possible during the skill while using a Flash Breakthrough. And the Agent of Divine Punishment, the required resource has been changed. So it used to be the mana, 80 mana, now it's 300 stamina, it seems. Moving on, Woosa Succession. So they've adjusted Woosa Succession to play the role of locking down an area using AoE CCs and debuff during melee engagements. Also, they've compensated for the low DPS across her combos. I've never felt that she had low DPS, but okay. By expanding the skills that grant buffs, allowing her to adjust her combos for different situations. However, the damage of Prime Rain's Thirst has been adjusted. I think that might be the one that I always felt did a ton of damage. So we have the Snake Butterfly, activation speed being increased. Dark Clouds, also activation speed increase. Activation speed increase on the Mukro. All attack power increase of plus 24 has been added. The Chrysanthemum and the Four Gentlemen Chrysanthemum, the attack hitboxes have been adjusted so that the full maximum hit can be applied at a close range to a character. Silent Raid, a super armor effect was added. Slap on the foot and an all attack power increase has been changed from 20 to 24. Butterfly's Dream, the all attack power increase has been changed from 25 to 32. That is quite a lot. Showers, Dark Clouds, it has been changed so it can be linked to the Sweep Wind skill while using the skill. Dark Clouds, the pre-hit stiffness effect has been changed to a pre-hit stun and is now applied to PvP as well. Dark Clouds, all attack power reduction upon successful hit has been removed. The lightning, the knockdown effect has been changed to apply to PvP as well. The down smash has been removed. It's also been changed so that when chaining into Fresh Step or Noble Step while using the Dark Cloud, the knockdown effect of the lightning strike is applied, even if the remaining Dark Cloud causes lightning due to the flow lightning strike. Tiger Butterfly, they added to allow linking after Fresh Step. The highest good is like water, so the Dark Cloud effect summoned by the skills has been adjusted. The Dark Cloud effect, which was previously applied differently only to the Shower skill, has been unified to a Dark Cloud effect to other skills. The minus 50 magic damage reduction applied to adventurers from Dark Cloud has been removed and changed to apply minus 20 damage reduction to all targets. The stun effect has also been on successful hit has been removed. However, when Woosa is hit by a status effect while Dark Cloud is present, the effect of dropping a large lightning bolt and causing stun is maintained, and an effect that reduces all AP by 20 when successful hit has been added to the Dark Cloud. This feels rather strong, but okay. A jar that holds strength when releasing the energy after absorbing it has been changed so that only 25% of the stored energy is converted into damage and returned to the opponent. In other words, if you take 16,000 damage out of your maximum HP, 25% of the amount, or 40 million, I think it's 4,000, is converted and returned to the opponent. I mean, okay, this kind of balances out, I think. But yeah, Dark Cloud, the application rate going up by 4% to 40%. Sweeping Wind getting some damage reduction on the first hit down to 5,000, and up on the second hit to 10,000, but one hit less. The PvP application on the first hit is going to 30%, so less application, but more application on the second with 42. Scholar, the bouncy class. Scholar fights using high defense alongside skills with airborne movement. However, they have adjusted her ability to deal a certain amount of damage through airborne skills during her approach, and airborne skills chained immediately after. Accordingly, damage increase conditions for the Golden Thunder, a skill used to dive into enemy lines, has been changed, and the damage of Home Run and Gold Continuum has been reduced. In exchange, damage of ground skills used after diving while exposed to enemies has been increased, encouraging adventurers to secure kills through ground combos after her initial dive. So, anti-gravity, the buff effects to Scholar herself have been changed. So it used to be 40% defense, ignore damage on critical hit for 10 seconds, now it's 30. Golden Chain, the super armor effect has been changed at the end of the attack in accordance with the skill description. Golden Thunder, when using a skill, the effect of increasing damage and attack range based on fall height has been changed. Now you must fall from a higher position than before to increase damage and attack. A Thrilling Knock, the HP recovery effect has been changed from 140 to 188. The Thrill of Knocking, the effect of using the Tremor Knock skill on skill acquisition has been changed. So it used to be bound, I think that's supposed to be bound on first successful hit, now it's a knockdown. Workforce Creation, the skill's invincibility effect has been changed so it does not apply starting from the movement end animation. And we have some PvP application changes. So the long hit is being changed to 28.3 from 32. Golden Chain going down to 36% on the first and second hit. Third hit going down to 27.3. Windmill going up to 25.9. Black Spirit Windmill going up to 24.4. A Thrilling Knock going up to 29.1, and Uncontrollable Power going up to 32.1 as well. Moving on, we have Deadeye. Their changes are as follows. It is a range attack focused hybrid class that keeps approaching enemies in check before suddenly striking it with melee skills. To maintain its unique playstyle that involves kiting as a core element of combat, they believe the damage and defensive effects of a range attack must be maintained. However, they understand being able to kite endlessly can feel unfair to opponents facing Deadeye. Therefore, they've adjusted her stamina and Frontier Survivor to place a limit on her ability to kite. Regarding the increased HP cost of Frontier Survivor, it was previously difficult to trigger with skills other than Sidewinder. As such, they've unified the stamina cost of Sidewinder, Gunslinger's Entrance, Doom and Gloom, and Run and Gun, so that Deadeye can continue to use these skills by consuming HP instead of stamina once Frontier Survivor activates. So, the Frontier Survivor, when only stamina remains, the life force consumed increases from 2 times to 4 times the stamina. Accordingly, the minimum HP threshold at which it cannot activate has been changed from 25 of maximum HP to less than 10, or 800 to less than 1200. A complete mess changes the remain so that stamina is not restored while using a skill. The gunman goes out, changes the remain so that stamina is also not restored, and the stamina costs are being adjusted, as mentioned, so sliding from 300 to 200. Here comes the gunman from 150 to 200. Death overwhelming from 100 to 200, and the mobile firing from 100 to 200 as well. Wukong being adjusted to focus on diving into enemy lines to deal damage and cause disruption. They've expanded his access to wide-range skills that inflict CC and enhance his ability to infiltrate enemy lines and safely exit. So I will burn all the ashes, and the Bdo version has been changed so the stun effect is applied on successful hit on the first and last strikes. Cooldown has been changed from 8 to 10 seconds. The Bdo's birthday celebration has been changed from 13 to 8 seconds. The skill specialization is being adjusted to stage 2, and it has been improved to seamlessly transition to other skills. I'll beat you up, get out of the way in one more time. The all attack power increase effect when not in Bdo state has been changed from 16 to 24. The extend, or where he makes his pole longer, the knockback effect has been changed to PvE only. Activation speed has been increased. The Affliction Needle, the bound effect has been changed to PvP as well. The incomplete skill, the all evasion increase effect, has been changed from 16 to 28. Leisurely, the stamina consumed when using a skill has been changed from 300 to 500, and the cooldown from 1 minute to 30 seconds. That is all the PvP changes. Now we got some regular class modifications and changes. They fixed an issue where movement speed varied during cooldown on Ranger. Valkyrie Judgment, they fixed an issue where the all damage reduction effect could not be obtained when using a Lancia of Justice skill. It has been changed so that all damage reduction effects and values obtained in defensive stances are carried over equally. Valkyrie, they also fixed an issue where the super armor effect of the Sacred Earth skill was not maintained until it could be changed into another. Maehwa, they fixed an issue where momentary or temporary slowdown effect was displayed when using Frostbite 1 to 2 skills while they were on cooldown. Maehwa Black Spirit, they fixed an issue where the accuracy indicator remained in the description of the Cloud Stamp skill. They also fixed an issue where the reverse scale skill did not indicate knockback upon successful hit, applies to only monsters. Lahn, they fixed an issue where the effect was not displayed during the third hit of the High Sword of the Crimson Sword Dance. Corsair, they fixed an issue where the effect of increasing all damage reduction by 50% for 5 seconds, which Lebao grants the Corsair is 50% or less, was repeatedly acquired despite the solo deployment effect being active. Dracania, they fixed an issue where 1 ion was restored when using certain succession skills while the skill specialization effect back attack damage increase was active. To be honest, this is a problem because it means the ion recovery on removing movement speed debuff is still not working. I've tried it a few times and I'm not getting my 3 ions that I am supposed to get when removing movement speed debuffs. It's a little bit weird. I think that's Woosa, I think? They fixed an issue where the damage of the final hit was not applied in certain Dark Cloud skill. Dosa, awkward wording in the Cloud Merchant skill has been corrected, and Scholar, when Scholar falls from a high place, the forward movement force is reduced at the start of the fall. They do then remind us that the upcoming PvP balance adjustments in the next week's update on live server will mark the start of the AoS season, a PvP mode loved. PvP balance in Black Desert plays out differently across many types of content, such as 1v1, AoS, Guild League, Node and Conquest Wars, and more. Because of this, they've adjusted the balance based on various indicators rather than specific content, as they have today. However, they also understand that classes overperforming in certain content can create an overall subpar experience. Therefore, as announced through Global Lab last week, they will monitor the performance of each class in AoS closely and quickly at the beginning of the season, and they will make further adjustments at the beginning. Talking about the AoS season, it is now starting April 29th and April 30th on Global. It's going to be running till June 24th or June 25th. And the rank matches are going to be the standard times. Nothing new there. Pretty much from 5 to 25. So 1 in the morning, I think. That's a weird phrasing. When ranked matches and practice matches are running simultaneously, you may choose to play one. Pretty much standard stuff. With the start of the new season, all equipped exclusive gear and crystals have been unequipped. The starting score has been reset as follows based on the sentence achieved last season. So you will get 601 points Apprentice Soldier 3 or 2 for the red and purple. Gold lands at Apprentice Soldier 1 and otherwise at 401 for Skilled Apprentice and Junior. The combat arenas for AoS have been changed. It will now take place across 6 battlefields, including the existing Olin Valley, the Wilderness or the Tungrad Ruins, Temple of Gaifan Razia Underground, and the Neftak Outpost. They will also add the Yolu's Teeth and the Darkseeker's Retreat. These are 2 new ones. There is a new thing with the rank and score system overhaul. So in the lower ranks up to blue rank, plus 35 for a win and minus 25 on a loss. The gold rank changes to 31 a win and 25 a loss. Red going to 27 a win and 25 a loss. Purple rank going 25, 25, so equal. Blue rank 23 for a win, 23 for a loss. And the Solari rank 20 for a win, 20 for a loss. Qualification is also obtained for the Solari rank in a different way. So first you need to achieve 2,401 points or higher. Adventurers with these points must also be in the top 30 to be awarded the Solari rank. So for example, if there are 100 adventurers with 2,401 points or more, the Solari tier is maintained only for the ranks 1 through 30, and the Spear of Glory 3 tier is applied starting from rank 31. Tier changes based on rank are reflected at the start of the tally on 2 in the morning, or 1 in the morning. There's also a change for the winning streak bonuses being changed, and a losing streak penalty point has been newly added. If you win or lose consecutively, and starting the 3 consecutive wins, 3 consecutive losses, a certain percentage is added based on the standard point gained / deducted. So here we can see on 3 consecutive wins, or, well, more and more, on the base rank up to blue, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 extra. This continues for the gold rank. At red rank, however, you get only 10, 15, 20, 25, 30% extra points on 7 consecutive wins. Purple rank going only up to 20% additional. Blue rank also up to 20. So overall, a reduction. And at Solara, you do not get any bonus points anymore on consecutive wins. The losing streak penalty applies to the Spear of Dawn, Glory, and Solaria tiers. The maximum penalty is applied for 3 consecutive losses or more, and for 4 consecutive losses or more on the Spear of Glory and Solaria. So purple rank, 3 consecutive, you get 5% additional reduction. On the blue rank, it's 5 and 10%, and the same for the Solaria. That is quite painful, and should keep the top ranks a little bit moving. Inactivity penalty rules for ranked matches have also changed. If you do not play matches for a certain period in the upper ranges, 1,801 points or higher, your points will be periodically reduced. The number of inactive days is determined based on the playtime of the day of the last match was played, and an inactivity penalty is applied if certain criteria. So, score deduction cycle is every day or every 2 days at purple rank. the criteria is if a match is not played for 3 or more days or 4 or more days on the purple rank, with 50, 40, or 30 points being reduced. The criteria for selecting MVP and Ace after the AoS match has also been changed. The weighting of treatment indicators has been lowered, and the weighting of indicators other than treatment and status ailment has been increased. So there might be some changes there as well. The rewards are also being adjusted. So for the Flame Spear up to Solare, this is being broken down to only the purple and Solare rank. You will get 3 Solare boxes and 70 tokens. When you lose, it is 2 boxes instead of 1 and 50 tokens. Blue and yellow rank is being pushed up to yellow and red rank. The Solari Box of Joy is 2 boxes instead of 1.5 bill, it looks like, and 60 tokens. On a loss, 1.5. Oh no, you get 2. So 2.5 and 1.5 with 40 tokens. The white and green rank is being changed to green and blue. There's a missing translation here, but I think that's just one. Actually, I think that might be 200 mil. Yeah, it's not bill. It's 250 mil, 350 mil. Sorry about that. And then if you're white and green rank, you get 30 Solari tokens on a win and 10 and 15 on a loss. Why is my translation failing in this section? Give me a second. We're going to try to retranslate this. There we go. The list that can be exchanged on the Solari token has also been improved. So we have the weapon exchange coupons remaining for 5,000 each. Gold bar boxes is being added 3 times a week for 150 pieces. So the corrupted oils going up to 3 times a week, 5 times a week for the sturdy forward thread. Cool chilling fragments going up to 5 times a week, twice a week for the tough whale tendons. And then we have some radiant lightstones being added and sealed black magic crystals 10 times a week. The essences remain, and the perfumes and a 100G gold bars is also being added for the always. The achievement based on the cumulative wins can continue to be achieved, and the rewards claimed during this regular season. You can always check this in your challenges. And there is a guide for the AoS HUD features. So pretty much they're deeply saddened that they were unable to introduce this feature in the Global Lab. They will do additional updates later on. There is a small item change. Crafting recipe for the Immortal Courages and, well, Tenacity and I forgot the other one, what it was called. Let me check. For the Tenacity and Envy. So if you happen to have the Immortal Perfume of Courage and Deep Sea, you can now upgrade those with the processing. The following items related to the Altar of Blood prior to the renewal cannot be obtained any longer or crafted. So this has been adjusted so you can get the knowledge from the Orama PC and the Mountains of Salvation. Nothing crazy there. Monster Zone, Altar of Blood, the battle with the Ronin in the 6th vision has been improved. The Ronin's clones that were charging appear more frequently. The battle, which could be only be succeeded by destroying the bronze mirror that met specific conditions, has been improved in a new way. You're going to have to look out for that. It's also been changed that when Sakurai Memory shines, weapons not pursuing an enemy are not destroyed. The chance of obtaining Sakurai's crystals from monsters in the lower levels has been increased by 35%, pretty much across the board. Some mechanics have been changed so that Sakurai's Memory no longer defeats nearby ancient weapons, and the Sakurai Time Buff can be continuously acquired. That is a little bit scary. That could mean less kills per hour. Quest and Knowledge, the automatic recovery of HP and mana has been added to the Great Step skill in the Taoist Awakening, or Dosa Awakening. The defense of the following monsters that appeared in the Dosa Awakening Great Steps main quest in the Lahn and Morning Light Soul has been partially lowered. And a Divine Energy NPC has been added to allow you to exit the Xingyang area, which is accessible while progressing through the Woosa, Megu, and Dosa Awakening quests. You can find the NPC by following the bridge in the center of Xingyang. Background NPC and effects and cutscenes has been improved so that birds such as seagulls flying from a distance fly in a more natural formation. I always love that. And now comes the other big thing. Nodewars and Conquest. So Ulukita and Adania are joining the Nodewars as new battlefields. With these two territories added, the existing Nodewar territory groups will be reorganized. So here we have Keplan 1 to 3 and Florin 1 to 3 being changed to Adania and Ulukita. So due to the changes in some servers, guild-based server will be reset on server updates. The return and instantly move to castle functions on the from among the Adonis privilege has been changed so it cannot be used on a server where a node war is in progress. Some of the bases in Ulukita have been changed as well. So the Atashura base has been changed from a safe zone to a combat zone. The base areas of the Sesek mercenary camp, Ospergon village, and Bahan camp have been reduced. This might be important for horse trainers in the area. The location of fortresses, node battles in Adania and Ulukita are as follows. So we have the Great White Point, Eskar Mountains, and the Red Spot. Neftak, Crossroads of Persistence, and Blue Eve. And Ulukita, we have the Naruto Plains, Atashura, I think that's Tungrad, Karash Canyon, Tungrad Archaeologist Site, City of the Dead, and the Shakhtar Wasteland. And the Adania base battle area is shown here, and the Ulukita one here. With the addition of new territories for each stage, the territory groups are being changed. So level 1 remains Balonos Serendia, level 2 is Calphion and Ulukita, and the unlimited group is Valencia and Edania. The occupation and construction methods for each territory, as well as base and stages, have been changed as follows. The total number of bases per territory where base battles take place have been reduced from 9 to 6. So overall, there's some change there. The participation limits by day for the occupation node wars have been adjusted. First, they've adjusted the weekday participation limits so that guilds and alliances currently enjoying tier 1 node wars can advance to tier 2 more easily. For unlimited node wars, Wednesdays and Fridays, which can see relatively higher participation rates, are now set to 75, while Tuesdays are set to 55. Pretty much, if you need to, you can check this out here. The list of strongholds for each territory is as follows. So we have Balanos with the Agris Altar, Wolf Hill, Tier 5 Botali Farm Western Guard, and Cronces Forest Plundered. That's a bit of a weird one. Ulukita, we have City of the Dead, Shakatar Wilderness for the Tier 3, Tungrad Archaeologies and the Karash Gorge for Tier 4, and the Naruto Plain and Atashura for Step 5. Edania, Blue Eve, Red Eye is the Tier 3, Eskar Mountains and at the Crossroad of Resistance Step Tier 4, and the Neftak Outpost and the, what was it called? Finding it, I think the Great White Point is that, would be Tier 5. Construction methods and base and stages. So overall, just the amount being changed according to the changes. So Calphion combined attack defense and the Ulukita. Here you can check it out for the different amount of people. Nothing too crazy. There's also some changes, however, for the territory grouping for the occupation node wars. So previously, when 5 guilds or alliances participated, they were split across 2 territories, resulting in 2 guilds fighting in a 1v1. To preserve the unique fun of the occupation format, where multiple guilds clash in endless combat, guilds and alliances will now only be split across territories when 6 or more participate. Additionally, to ensure the best combat experience across each territory group, a rule has been added so that guilds with fewer than half of their registered participants active will not affect territory splitting. So overall, existing split when there are 5 or more, now it will be on 6 or more. Important notes regarding territory division: if less than 50% of a guild members press the application button to participate 15 minutes before, it does not affect the rules for dividing territory. Overall, a little bit stuff. There is a blue battlefield change and node war change here with the question mark fort. So in occupation node wars and blue battlefields, question mark forts would often close early while the final time fort still had significant time remaining. This encouraged guilds to wait until the final moments to attack and seize the time fort. However, the guild alliance already occupying the time fort had few ways to respond. So here we have, during the capture mode and blue battlefield, if the last remaining fortress is 10 minutes or more remaining, and it will then change to a question mark fort if the question mark has already gone. So if the scheduled end time of the last remaining fortress is 21:45, at 21:30 it changes to a question mark because there are 10 or more minutes remaining, and the end time is determined randomly between 2140 and 22. So it does take the full time. There's a minimum of 5 minutes once it changes, and you can obtain additional rewards on the final capture still. That is a big change for that final fort. There's also some changes to the construction method and the node war duration change. To fully capture the appeal of the construction node wars, the duration has been increased from 1 to 2 hours. The duration of the base battle for construction method is being changed. However, participation, victory rewards, clan buff, and benefits remain the same as before. Captured style stronghold battles last for 1 hour as before, and the time at which system reveals the location when an enemy fortress is not found after a certain period during construction, 30 minutes after start, is now 1 hour after start. And the duration of the, 2 hours. The time limits for functions related to guild creation, to solution, withdrawal, etc. has also been changed to 2 hours. This applies equally to occupation, so war heroes will also be in the guild an hour longer. Pretty much this is all the restrictions that are active. Time limit for constructing a fortress has also from 1 hour after the end until 1 hour before. Conditions for returning participation opportunities and obtaining participation rewards have also been changed. So conditions for returning participation: if an enemy fortress is destroyed or the total number of enemies killed / allies killed is 100 or more. Now conditions for obtaining within 10 minutes with the fortress of your affiliated guild or alliance intact. And if an enemy fortress is destroyed or the total number of enemies killed and allies is 100 or more. Accordingly, the issue with the damage applied when a character took Black Spirit skills was reduced from the actual maximum HP instead of the limited value. So if a character with a maximum of 13,000 HP receives 50% injury effect on the stage 1, limit 6,500, the injury is applied normally as 50% of 6,500, not 13,000. They've also changed the maximum health limit for Nodewars, so the maximum health limits has been changed. So current health is applied according to the health limit. Now maximum health is reduced and applied to match the limit. Occupation battle, or the siege, I believe this is in the translations, has also been changed. So territory during occupation. Balanos Conquest War has arrived, bringing fierce siege battles. Unlike other territories, Balanos features a castle-less free-for-all stage, where every guild is an enemy. Victory is achieved by being the last guild with a standing command post when the time runs out. Experience a unique thrill of combat and differs from the standard offensive and defensive sieges. The territory where the occupation battle is taking place has been changed. So the Battle of Balanos is not based on the battle structure, but rather proceeds in a way where all participating guilds become enemies. Accordingly, the point system is not applied, and if 2 or more guild command posts remain at the end, they will be liberated. So Tier 1, Valencia existing, now with Balanos. Tier 2, Calphion being changed to Valencia. And the Unlimited going from Medaya and remaining in Medaya. Changes to the capture battle, duration, and rules. The duration of the siege battle has been changed from a maximum of 4 hours to a maximum of 2. I think that's in general. So Balanos and Serendia, all participating guilds are classified as enemies. If only 1 guild command post remains by the end, they win. If 2 or more command posts remain, at the end they liberate. For Calphion, Medaya, and Valencia, all participating guilds are divided into offense and defense. However, they can attack each other if forced attack is activated. Defend the command post headquarters within 2 hours of the start to win in a defense. Siege victory if the defense command post is destroyed within 2 hours. The lore determined based on performance. If there is no defending force, victory is declared if the last remaining command post and field headquarters after fighting battles between sieges ends. If there are 2 or more at the sieging guild alliance remaining at the end, will liberate as well. So here we have more changes for the occupation war. When capturing a stage 2 limited or stage 3 unlimited base at least once a week, you can participate. Expansion of the installation area for the annex buildings in the occupation battles and adjustments of the installable defense battles. So due to the changes, the installation area for auxiliary buildings constructed by the defending guild has been expanded. Accordingly, you can freely install all auxiliary buildings such as flame towers, rocket launchers, supply depots, and recovery stations inside the castle. However, installation is not possible on the roof of the building, in hidden spaces under the roof, or at entrances or passageways. The Dikradoa's artifact location has been adjusted due to the expansion of the installation area, and due to the expansion, the resurrection locations on the inner and outer gates have also been adjusted. So here we can see some movement changes from there to there, and so on and so forth. Improvements have also been made so they can be installed in the area regardless of grid position on the water side. So here we can see that happening. It has also been changed so that the medium siege tower workshops and large siege tower workshops cannot be installed using Nodewar occupation auxiliary construction tools, and the Lord Guild's base and capture war auxiliary construction tool has been changed so buildings cannot be installed or not displayed, and the number, I'm not sure what the installed Shinjian is. I think that's the command post field command from 2 to 3. Oh yeah, so the amount of field commands is being increased. Complete list. Here you can see it. They can be constructed. You can go pause it if you need to. I think that's the attacking group. Sometimes the translations are a bit weird. Siege gate durability UI has been added to allow the defending side to check the durability of the castle gates in Calphion, Medaya, and Valencia siege wars. During gameplay, the command post durability is displayed at the bottom of the minimap to the right side of the screen. There's also some changes for the rules of earning activity points in Capture the Flag. So due to the changes and rules for acquiring victory point system in Calphion, Medaya, and Valencia, they will be changed. So if Mercury is present, I think that's the attacking guild. So if a member of the attacking guild kills a member of the defending guild or destroys auxiliary buildings or defending guild's tower or points, if a member of the attacking guild is killed by a member of the defending guild, and when a defense exists, activity points resulting from kills, death, or destruction of buildings caused by battle between. If Mercury is absent, I'm still a little bit unsure. Activity points are earned for kills, death, and the destruction of annex buildings. At the end of the occupation battle, the guild with the highest activity score wins and becomes the new owner. There's also adjustments for the performance score. So due to the changes, the score will be adjusted. So here we have points based on the remaining durability, 50 points per 1%. Now it's changed to eliminate. When defeating an enemy, it's 3 points. Killed by an enemy, 1 point. Destroying flimsy barricade, 1 point. No change there. Less points for steel barricades. Wooden fences, less points. Wood fence gates, less points. Overall, it looks like less points across the board. Except for on the command post. Changes have also been made so that siege weapons, cannons, ogres, and trolls can be summoned inside the castle, and all guilds participating in occupation battles can summon it and use it. When hovering the mouse over the command post on the world map, the war installation information is displayed, will show 0 installable. There's also changes for the reward system and the new benefits, so continuing on, this is an absolutely massive global labs in this. The activity rewards total 200 billion silver and are distributed to each participating guild and alliance member according to distribution rules. Since the amount is rounded up to the nearest 10,001, the total amount distributed may exceed the maximum activity. They are automatically distributed to the Black Spirit box. Activity rewards for Calphion, Medaya, and Valencia, which proceed with an offensive defensive battle structure, but do not apply to Balanos and Serendia. Activity rewards are individual rewards that can be attained additionally based on the progress. Again, I'm unsure on what the Mercury is in this case. I'm not too knowledgeable in the Nodewars. But pretty much here we have it. When the defense is successful, the defending guild obtains all activity rewards. Then if the Mercury fails, I think that's the attack. Obtain a portion of the activity rewards based on the duration of the defense, equally and distributed among the participating guild/alliance members. And when a siege is successful, excluding the time spent defending the castle from the activity rewards, the activity rewards are distributed among the remaining siege guilds based on their performance. In other words, performance reward minus reward for defense duration equals the performance reward distributed to participating guilds. So here you can see it, sort of division, less than 30 minutes, 0 to the Mercury, 100 to the siege, 30 minutes it goes 1090, and just keeps going down until 120 minutes, and then 100 and 0. if you want to see the calculation here. Powerful family buff and benefits have been added to the rewards of participating in and winning the siege war. Buff benefits are applied immediately upon the conclusion. The item drop rate of increase effect obtained as a reward for occupation battles is a buff that is applied in excess to the item drop rate of 100. So when winning and when winning the occupation, so we can see the buff effect plus 25, 25 drop rate, 100 life skill, mastery, 50% gain. To be honest, I feel like this needs to go. This should be Blue Battlefield exclusive now, but that's just me. 165 hours, so 6 days, 21 hours. It does not overlap with the duration, does not increase. It is not updated by winning a base battle and remains unchanged. And participating in and defeating occupation battles gives you a 48-hour buff. The buff is refreshed upon winning a battle, and it does not overlap with a 20 monster AP, item drop chance of 20, 80 mastery, and 45 life XP. The big changes, the benefit for increased hunting ground has been extended to all territories. The effect per territory on occupation war, so stage 1, Balna Serendia, all hunting grounds, increased item drop ability of 20, Valencia 30, and unlimited for, well, the entire territory for 50. Taxes obtainable at each stage have also been adjusted, so Tier 1, 40 bill, 60 bill for Tier 2, 70 for Tier 3. Common changes for base battle and capture battles, so there's even more changes. So we have the damage proportional to attack power, damage over time on the Flames of Destruction. Here we can see some changes on the defense ignoring fixed damage of 1000, damage over time 300, all damage reduction 150, and evasion minus 200. Hellfire skill is being adjusted to minus 2000 defense ignoring fixed damage, 300 damage over time, also the 150 in evasion. The Ogre, unlimited maximum attack power, 6 million HP, maximum attack power limit of 395, 900,000 HP, and defense increased by approximately 7 times. The Troll, similar to the Ogre. Medium Siege Tower is getting the health doubled, back attack is removed. Large Siege Tower also doubled, back attack removed. Construction of an annex building recovers 5% of the health at the start and 0.15 per second instead of 1% and 0.1. And damage dealt to siege towers increased by 1,000 compared to before. Then we have further common improvements and convenience for base battles and capture battles. So construction method has been changed to allow expansion of auxiliary buildings in advance. Items eligible for expansion are barricades, flame towers, and the Xinjiang. Improvements have been made so you can select and find the elephant you want through the elephant breeding station during the battles. Regardless of whether a base battle or occupation is in progress, show your location to guild members feature has been improved so you can be share and visible members of the same alliance. Guild skill rally command, battlefield rally command has been changed to be usable in desert areas as well. Improvements have been made so the system message is displayed immediately if the number of installed traps exceeds the maximum limit. System message notification is dedicated to the Nodewar. A dedicated category has been added to the chat window settings. System message notifications have been refined. So overall, output notification examples are shown here. Nothing too crazy. They've added a UI for consecutive treatment or successive notifications. So a kill streak notification UI has been added, which lasts for 15 seconds, visible only to the user. A detailed results UI is also being added. It now shows enemy kill count, number of deaths, most consecutive CCs, I think, with that, or heals. Damage dealt, damage taken, number of status effect hits, health recovery amount, ally health recovery amount, total damage dealt to the fortress and command post, number of successful cannon hits, number of deployments destroyed by cannons, cannon maximum strike range, number of times installed traps exploded, cumulative time of death to resurrection, and the survival time. Also, I remember reading earlier on the quick skim, war heroes should be at the bottom of the list. They also added the ability to destroy enemy traps using flare type items. So when using a flare, traps set by enemies within the radius become visible and you can destroy them by striking them for about 10 seconds. The trap effect is not triggered while the flare effect is active. And in capture battles, activating the forced attack Alt-C allows you to destroy traps on the attacking side as well. This applies even when not in the battle. UI, guild members who participated as heroes in base battles, Conquest War, War of the Roses, have been added to the bottom of the guild member list. Oh yeah, here it is. And then we have the fixes and changes. Fixed an issue where progressed during the Yorulnakia, Yora's Eye did not appear. The race of the monsters of Vile Exile and Pitched Eye Jailer appearing in Piluku has been changed to human, matching the other monsters in the hunting ground. The description of the ingredients of the fish salad is being adjusted. The adventurer's awkward dialogue in the dropout quest has been corrected. They fixed issues where players would intermittently fail to join a party during Altar of Blood matchmaking. This happens way too much for me. The attack range of Spook when it appears in Altar of Blood has been increased by 66%. Collision detection has been modified for some players by monsters appearing in Hex's Sanctuary. Fixed an issue where the Ancient Creature scale could be obtained by defeating certain monsters in the lower zone. Items with a 100% enhancement probability have been modified so that the durability priority enhancement option is not displayed. When speaking with the trade manager at Manuel of Ilia Island, the camera angle has been changed to allow a clearer view of her face. Improved descriptions of Red Essence. Some natural descriptions for Tier 6 and 7 barter items have been changed. Specific points for the Abyss of Vel. Appearance status of world bosses. Nothing too crazy there. Small things. The existing Dark Rift button at the bottom right will now take you to the world boss tab. Dark Predation in the enhancement UI is being changed. Mount status in the stable and dock UI is being removed. The description. Fixed an issue where the bell was displayed as appearing on the world boss information UI starting 10 minutes before its appearance. Fixed an issue where empty equipment slots icons for vehicles appeared awkward at the dock. Fixed an issue where some equipment, luck 4 level or higher, was not searchable in the Find My Items. Some game crash fixes. If the location of an item intended for sale was moved while using the Warehouse Keeper item selling function. And the rules for searching by family name in the appearance album has been improved. And then we have a bunch of pad mode fixes for item reward tooltips, text size of technical guide UI, barter key items guide, special barter information, score item, scrolling in the territory specific warehouse search function, red battlefield UI, notification on the world boss notifications, and in the Altar of Blood, the durability reduction UI. TLDR, this was a long one, lots of Nodewar changes, overall a bunch of changes, especially the new Nodewar where it's just a all-out brawl instead of the usual siege. Could be nice. The nicest change I feel is the question mark for change because it also affects Blue Battlefield. That can be very, very nice as a little bonus if it does last so long. AoS, they're definitely punishing losing a lot more this season. It could be quite interesting. I'm not that big of a PvPer. I will try to play it a little bit, but we'll see. And then otherwise, all the class changes, some of them feel a bit off, but I'm also not an expert on the classes. It could be that this is actually fine. Making the Sage run out of stamina faster might be enough. Same for the Dosa. Not Dosa, Deadeye. Overall, we're going to have to see how it works out. Striker and Mystic, I don't feel really needed it. I've seen them perform well last AoS season, but there has been some more changes. So, like I said, I don't know. Wizard Witch, okay, great. Maehwa Awakening, I have heard could use some help. Ranger Awakening, I don't think it was necessary, but hey, like I said, I don't know. And Warrior Succession, that I've heard can really use it. Unsure if this is actually going to be it though, but we're going to have to see. And with that, I wish you the absolute best of luck. This was an absolute massive one, and I hope you did catch some things.